Hello, welcome back, YouTubers. Follow me on my journey as I show you how I transitioned my life from North Carolina to Houston, Texas. Like, subscribe, and please share.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. I will be actually changing my YouTube name. It's going to be called Whitney's Dirty 30s. And there I'm going to be opening up more conversation, more content about different things. Just pretty much my overall life with hitting into my dirty 30s. So yes, you will see that name change. It will be called Whitney Dirty 30s. I just turned 30 October the 27th. Look, I actually flew out to California for my 30th birthday. I think I recorded a few videos. I'm gonna try to put that together and upload it on my YouTube channel just to kind of share with you guys a little bit about my 30th birthday. Didn't really do nothing too big. A lot of stuff I kind of do on my own. So I felt like this is a way for me to kind of talk about my experiences and stuff like that. All right, so I actually been getting some questions, and people want to know, like, how did you make this happen? How did you manage to move to Houston, Texas from North Carolina? One, I can say it doesn't take a lot. If you are a open-minded and ambitious person and you chase after all the things you want, if you have that in you, you could do anything you want to do in life. Trust me and believe me. Like, I literally thought about moving to Texas way back years ago. Long time ago. And I would have never imagined that I'm actually here today. I am pretty proud of myself, I can say. I feel like since I've been here, I do live a more peaceful life. I feel like I have a job, like not just a job, I have a career. And there is so many open opportunities to do a lot more other stuff, especially if you business minded. If you have some entrepreneur skills, you're business minded, you're ambitious, you ready, like you can definitely make it here. I promise you can. I have met so many different people here, so many nice people, mainly Black entrepreneurs. A lot of people I meet do not even work. Like, I pretty much work at 8 to 5, 9 to 5. That's my job. I do side gigs for a little extra income. I have tried a few different things when it comes to being an entrepreneur, and baby, it does work. It does work, but I have a problem with some things I try. I don't be that consistent with it. I kind of get bored or tired, and I'm ready to switch it up and I'm on to another skill. That's me. So let's get to the questions, because like I said, I do get questions quite often, and of course I don't have a lot of time to sit down and actually explain it. So I will talk about it here. I'm just pretty much sticking with the basics on how to move to Texas. This video is going to be about how to move to Texas. I will share more content about like driving here in Texas, how to get your license, insurance, buying a home, finances, anything like that. I would definitely open up to you guys about it and share it. Yeah. All right. So the first thing, which if you've been following my channel, you should know that I literally had $3,000 in my account when I packed my stuff in my car and I drove from North Carolina. I think I was in Washington, D.C. at the time. So I drove from D.C., which is on the East Coast. I'm from North Carolina. I drove there all the way here to Texas. It took me a long time to get here. I probably spent maybe a total about $260, I think, between gas, buying a hotel room, stopping for snacks, whatever. So it took me about right at $300. And that was my expenses on what I used to get here. So once I got here, I had an Airbnb booked, which was already booked prior to that $3,000. So I didn't have to worry about a place to stay. I pretty much moved to Texas. I didn't have a job. I didn't have a house. Only thing I had was myself, faith, and the car. Like, I wasn't worried about anything else. I had $3,000, a reliable transportation, and like I said, I'm ambitious. Like, I follow my heart, I follow my dreams, whatever it is that I want. I was debating between moving to Arizona, got a job offer in Arizona, turned it down, and still came to Texas when I could have actually been in Arizona with a job. But I wanted Texas. My heart, my goals, everything was set on Texas. So I was like, I at least need to start in Texas first. So I had $3,000. I booked me an Airbnb from February the 6th. I think I booked that Airbnb for 10 days. It did go, everything shut down, I would say around like the second week I was there. It snowed and the roads was iced. Like, everything was iced. So everything had shut down. Everything shut down for a week. So you can imagine, out of booking a hotel for 10 days, I was down for 1 week, which means I only went out for 3 days, and I job hunt, I searched for apartments, whatever. Like, I only literally had 3 days and I was stuck in for 1 week. I can honestly say that was very depressing, because I was ready. I got here and I was ready to, like, let's go. Let's go. And back in North Carolina, a little snow, that ain't hurt nobody. You only out for 1 day, next day you moving. Here in Texas, they got that, the whole roads, power lines, everything was just freezing. Like, it was a huge, big thing. They was closed down for a while. So I can honestly say, something I did not prepare for that I want to advise you guys to prepare for: always prepare for emergencies. You never know what's going to happen. You never know if you're going to have some extra money or some extra time, or prepare your mind mentally for things that can come up without you knowing. Like, things happen in life. Things come up all the time. So just mentally prepare yourself that when you're moving to another state that you know nothing about, you're in a new environment, just expect that sometimes something might happen that you're not used to, or that you've never seen, or you're not familiarized, or something that may make you feel a little uncomfortable. But just keep in mind, just mentally prepare yourself, financially prepare yourself as well. So guess what, you guys? Out of that $3,000, even though I had already paid for Airbnb before, I maybe paid like $500 some dollars for it prior to this $3,000. Now we're like, they're down. Texas is completely down. So now it's to the point where I'm like, oh my God. It's February. I think it was February the 10th, and everything went down for like a week. So I was only scheduled for like 10 days in the Airbnb. I was stuck there. I had to end up paying more money. Luckily, he allowed me to make that payment directly to him. So that way I didn't have to spend like additional money on booking fees. Like, he understood, like, hey, just pay me the flat out fee. I cashed out them. We're good to go. So I didn't have to pay no additional fees for that. Luckily, really nice guy. It was a really nice, clean place, very safe place. I love being there. So I had ended up staying, I think, an extra week. Once that week came up, after that week, Texas was down. Everything started going back to normal. At this point, like, I have spent money on like an extra week that I did not prepare for. Luckily, I have an account back in North Carolina, that I never cashed out. Like, I literally didn't think to cash it out before I left. So I actually had a flight credit. I had a flight credit that I never used, so I technically just used that credit. I flew out to North Carolina. I spent time with my family because, like I said, at this point I was like so stressed. Like, I only been here 2-3 weeks and I'm like, oh my God, like this is so stressful. Like, everything's shut down. I can't apply for jobs. Like, well, I could apply for jobs, but of course, like, nobody was doing anything at that moment. I can't go look at apartments. Everything was just like closed down for a whole week. And I mean, me having to financially pay an extra week for that emergency, I wasn't prepared for it. So yeah, I went back to North Carolina. I spent time with my family, of course, and I had to clean out my storage. So I still had a storage unit, so I still had some unfinished business. So I'm like, okay, well, I might as well go back home since everything is, you know, going slow right now. Let me go fly back home, clean out my storage unit, grab some more stuff. I actually shipped some of the stuff that I needed or wanted. I kind of I had that shipped to where the Airbnb I was staying, and I cashed out my account. So came back home, and like that wasn't even a lot. I think maybe about $800. So I cashed out on $800, which of course that helped put a little bit of money back into my pocket. Because at this point, I think I had them spent $300 for gas, maybe $200 for food. Application fees. I did maybe like 3 different applications. I probably spent a total of $500. So at this point, I done already spent like $1,000 between application fees, gas, and food. The first 2 weeks, I spent $1,000. So pretty much me going back home, I picked up that $800, and that was some little bit of money I pretty much gained back. So yeah, after that, once everything started back flowing and I was able to finally start hearing back for some of those apartment complexes, one place gave me the craziest part is the place that actually gave me the hardest time and that cost me the most time and money and took the longest is the place that I'm currently in now. They gave me a hard time for what? And they ended up allowing me to move in. I had to pay additional deposit. Of course, like, you know, my credit wasn't like all the way up there like it needed to be. But I did pay an additional deposit, which was an extra $250. So I paid a $500 deposit total. And I had to pay my first month rent. And always find a place. If you know you're coming on a very small budget, find a place with move-in specials. My move-in special was, of course, you get 1 month rent of free. I paid that $500 for the deposit, and then my rent, the rent free, they broke theirs up in 2 months. So technically, you get half off on your first rent, half off on your second rent. So what I did was pay 1 full month up front. Boom, my rent was taken care of for 2 months. I signed my lease March the 1st. I moved here. I got here February the 6th. I signed my lease March the 1st. Oh, one other thing that people don't tell you that is very important. If you know you're moving, start looking for jobs. The only reason why I was able to apply for apartments as fast as I did, a lot of these apartments will take job offer letters. When I first got to Texas, the first week I got to Texas, I knew I was coming. I had already started applying for jobs. So the first day or two, I ended up receiving a job offer. I did an interview and received a job offer. They sent me a letter. I had the letter in hand, February the 9th or 10th. So that's pretty much what I was using to upload and apply for jobs. I was using my job offer letter. So keep that in mind. Even if you ain't got no job, even if you haven't started a job, if you at least got an offer, you can use your offer letter as proof of income. Like I said, always find places where you can, where they have a move-in special. So that way you can give yourself some wiggle room to save up, or if you got like a later start date with your job, which I did. I signed March. I received my job offer. The craziest part is the job offer that I originally received, I was not able to take that. They lost a contract due to that bad weather, and they had to push everything back. So in my mind, I'm like, oh no, I got to keep searching. So I kept searching for work. I was interviewed and I was offered a position a week later. So I pretty much, February the 25th, I had a job offer. So I used that job offer letter, I uploaded, and I signed my lease. Well, I used my first one. I used a job offer letter, and I signed my lease March the 1st. I started my job March the 15th. So I work from home. The job that hired me was out of Dallas. I stay in Houston. They shipped me my equipment. They did, make me very aware, like, hey, we're out of Dallas, so you will have to actually move back here to Dallas if you want to continue with your position at the company. You have to move to Dallas. So I'm like, okay, no problem. I'll go where my money go. I'm open. It's fine. So I accepted the terms and conditions, because they had to write me a notice because they weren't supposed to hire me because I wasn't in Dallas. But because of my skills and my backgrounds, and they really liked me, they wanted to, and they was like, well, we working from home right now, it shouldn't be a big deal. So they worked it out for me to be able to work from home out of Houston, even though I was working for Irving, Texas, and Dallas. All right. So yes, always find apartment specials. Use your job offer letter for proof of income. Have you an Airbnb booked and rented. Your lights. You have to get your lights turned on. I am currently with Reliant Energy. I Googled a few companies. Of course, I asked around, and I had a few recommendations, and I pretty much went through the website. I was like, okay, well, I have it's so many energy companies here, it makes no sense. Like, it's too many, if you ask me. Everybody in competition with everybody. So what I can definitely say is, if somebody advise you, put 3 on your list. Go to each website, check it out. They be having specials, promotions, whatever. Just check it out. So I pretty much had 3 different places that I checked out online, that I called, asked questions, just look at the online information. I did an application, and it came back and required me to pay a deposit. So with that being said, my deposit was $140. I had to pay $140 to put down in order for them to service my apartment with electricity. A lot of things that I want to say that people probably don't prepare for when it comes to renting an apartment. To me, I feel like there's a lot of hidden fees. They can have an apartment posted up for $800, and before you know it, you're paying about $900, because now they want to charge for gas. They want to charge for your trash. They want to charge a pest control fee. They want to charge a parking fee, a assigned parking fee. So keep that in mind. You might see something for $800 for rent, but baby, it is more than likely not going to be $800. It's going to be a little bit more. Some things you can add on. Some places offer their own insurance. You do have to have rental insurance. It is required upon signing your lease. Some places, some apartment complexes, some office managers, they actually offer insurance. So that could be another fee that is included in your monthly rent that may cause it to be more than what they posted. I don't like it. It's irritating, but it's there. My rent here for my 1-bedroom apartment is $750, and I pay, I think, an extra $40 a month. Not bad, but trust me, if I would have requested to have assigned parking, that would have been about an extra $30. So I could have easily been paying, you know, about an extra $100, close to it. So keep that in mind. Additional fees, gas, water, trash, pest control, and home insurance, apartment insurance. Those are things that more than likely they're going to require. It's good to have the pest control because here in Houston, baby, it can be crazy. If you're not living a luxury lifestyle and you ain't paying about $1,500 to $2,000 for your monthly rent, you're more than likely gonna need your pest control. So they will include that in your monthly rent, and you can call, put in a work order anytime you need to. If you want to have them to come out and just look around, do some spraying, because baby, I be seeing lizards, I be seeing roaches, spiders, inside, outside, possums. Ooh, I be seeing it all here. Like here, I can honestly say, like, they got too much of that going on. Like, it's just too much. Like, I done came home one night and had a whole possum sitting on my porch, and I'm like, the fuck? Baby, that pissed me off. Okay. All right. So be ready to pay for your deposit for your lights. It may require it. For your internet, if you know you're gonna be working from home, go ahead on and get your internet. More than likely for my internet, I got AT&T Business. It did not require me to have a deposit. They just came out and set up all of my stuff, and billed me the next following month. So I didn't pay anything to set that up. So when I think about it, I probably spent about $780 for my rent. Let me grab my calculator. One thing that I want to make sure I talk about a lot is numbers, because a lot of videos I be seeing do not talk about numbers, and that can be very frustrating because money is important. That's the way you move around and do the things you need to do, the things you want to do as well. Money make the world go round. So I paid $786 for my apartment special. Keep in mind, they only had they had half off my first and second rent, which gave me 1 full month of rent free. That was the special they had. I went ahead on and paid the full 1 month up front, the half and half up front, so that way I didn't have to worry about rent for 2 months. Keep in mind, my job didn't start till March the 15th, and I knew I wasn't gonna get my first paycheck until like the first week of April. So I paid $786 for that. They require a $500 deposit. My Reliant bill for that, my deposit for lights was $140. I'm trying to think of what else. So the total so far for my deposit for my apartment, deposit for my electricity, and also my rent, I paid $1,426. Yeah, I paid $1,426, and that was just for me to like I said, move in and get settled in. Now, keep in mind that at this point, I don't have a lot of money left. I think at this point, between buying food, putting gas in the car, everywhere is like way across town. So trust me, you're gonna be spending gas and time. So I spent gas. And of course I was eating out every day. We all know eating out costs money. You spending $20, $30 every single day to eat at least 2 meals. So and plus I'm in Texas, so I'm going to these nice restaurants, like well, I wouldn't say as nice, but the ones that are popular, because they do have some reasonable price restaurants. So I was going to the popular ones where it's probably like $20 for a full meal. So I wasn't doing like a dollar burger here and there. I probably should have. I would say a little bit more money, but I was doing full meals, $20, $25, $30 meals. So yeah, I honestly think that about time I got to the point where I think about that time I had done spent most of my money. But I can honestly say I had groceries. When I moved in, I had groceries in the house. I put groceries in the fridge. My lights was turned on. I had a full tank of gas. All my bills was paid. I didn't have to worry about no bills until I think May. I had a little bit of money. When I say I had a little bit of money, I didn't even have no furniture. I didn't get like when you starting over, baby. If you're starting over and you know you starting over at a very, very minimal, little, you don't really have much, baby. Throw all your shit out. Throw all your shit out. Pack. Start completely over. If you want something totally different, totally new, you want an open mind. If you know you don't have a load of money saved up, start over, because that could be an extra expense that would cost a lot more money if you got furniture and a whole lot of boxes and stuff you have to ship. I only paid maybe $100 to ship, and that was just a few clothes and shoes and pots and pants, like some old stuff, that's all I paid, and that was just shipped in a box from North Carolina to Texas. Anything I have in my house, my couch, my bedroom set, even a lot of my clothes, all of that stuff I paid for and bought when I got here. So my advice to everyone that is looking into videos and they're looking to move to Texas, it's definitely a good move, especially if you're coming from the East Coast. It's totally different. And it's definitely a good move. I can honestly say this has been the best move I have ever made. I don't regret this move at all. At all. At all. You feel me? I don't regret it. So please like, subscribe, and share. Tomorrow, I am a mother. So tomorrow I will come back with the video and we're going to talk about being a single mom in Texas. Yeah, I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna give you some tips, and we're gonna talk about it. We definitely gonna talk about it. So thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share, and I will catch you guys later. Thank you.